Ladies, do you know where you rank in your current marketplace value among high value men? Check this out. Everyone, welcome back to the Black Eyes channel on relationships, lifestyle, dating, etc. So, I'm going to help out some women currently to help them understand their current marketplace value. See, a couple things. $200,000 a year is the new 100K. I remember when I was growing up, everybody wanted to make $100,000. $100,000 ain't nothing anymore. You should make that in your sleep. The reality is, in A-market cities, and those are cities that are typically high cost of living, 100 grand is about at poverty level. So when I'm speaking with these single women that say what they want in a man, one of the things that always comes up is money or success. And I say, what type of income does the individual that you're dating or want to marry, whatever your outcome is, what kind of income do they need to make? And they usually always say over $200,000. But what they fail to realize is, how are they going to get a man or attract a man that makes $200,000 a year? And what we don't realize, or they don't realize, is that only 5% of men in America in 2021 made $207,000 a year. 5% out of $340 million. You do the math. Out of those 5%, how many of those men are in a living relationship with a girlfriend or dating or married, right? And then they want to throw out, oh, they got to be X amount, this tall, 6 feet tall, single, good looking, makes $250K a year. Okay, we got to take a couple steps back here. Ladies or women, what are you doing to compete for that man? See, when I ask this question, a lot of women take a step back and say, what do you mean compete? Because a lot of women feel they deserve this type of high-valued man. And the reality is, you have to earn it. And I'm going to help you out here. Remember, you have to compete with all the single women in America that are competing for the exact same thing. And when you ask a woman, what does a man want in a woman, they give you an answer from what they want. And men and women are not the same. They're not equal. We want totally different things in a relationship. Okay? So let's start with number one. Number one, you're competing with 51 to 52% of women in America, because there's more women than men. Okay? Out of those, there's a good percentage that are single. Okay? So you're competing with all these women for the same man. Now, I'm going to help you out here. If you're single and you're in your 30s and above and you're very attractive, there's something wrong with you. Sorry, it is the way it is. And what do I mean by single? Depending on the outcome you want. See, some of you want to get married, have children. Some of you want to get married, not have children. Some of you just want to have a boyfriend, okay? But if you're an attractive, fit woman in your 30s, late 20s, early 30s, and you're single, there's something wrong. You may have to seek counseling. I don't mean that to offend you. I don't mean that to be in a comical way. But the fact of the matter is, you shouldn't be single unless you choose to be single, which is another issue, because you hit your marketplace value at 30. That's your optimum place to get the man you want. I can get into that in another vlog. So now that you're competing with all these women in America for the same person, what value do you bring? And I talk about this all the time, to the table. And it's a typical response is, I'm a boss bitch. I have my own money. I got my own business. I'm successful. I got a degree. Successful men don't care about that. They don't care about your degree. Your degree is not going to get you a high-valued man. Why? Because high-valued men don't care about your degree. They want to see a fit, attractive woman. And see, you're playing the wrong game. You're out there playing checkers, and this is chess. And I'm trying to help you understand. And if you say, well, how do you know that? Because I'm a high-valued man. I've made over $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just being the reality of it. It's the truth. I associate with men that make $500,000, $1 million a year. I know what they want. And it's the same thing. They want peace and happiness. They didn't meet the girlfriend or wife and say, hey, what kind of degree do you have? Men don't care about that. They didn't care about the money or your credit score. Why? Because we have our own money. And 9 times out of 10, we're going to be providing for the family. So these are some tips and tricks for you ladies. You have to really sit back and evaluate how you position yourself to get the high-valued man. Are you with me? So high-value men want peace and happiness, but they also want a feminine woman. And I've talked about this. And you can argue all you want, but there's a reason why you're single. Are you with me? We want a feminine woman, someone that's coachable. What does that mean? That means that, hey, I've done this in life. I'm successful. I'm going to teach you how to be successful and what you do, whatever it is. Now, we want somebody that's going to be a good wife, a good housewife, somebody that's going to cook, clean, be submissive, non-argumentative, non-combative, easy to get along with. Now, you're going to have your moments where things are going to work out the way you want, but we don't need a combative woman. If you say, well, that's who I am, that's what I do, and it's 50-50. No, it's not 50-50. And this is the other misconception that the modern day woman has in her mind, that it's equality. There's no equality dating a high-valued man. If I'm going to spend 80%, 70%, 90% of my money on bills and take care of the family, and you're going to provide 10%, or you're not going to provide any at all, and you're going to raise the kids, what do I get in value? Because your money doesn't matter. You just said you wanted a high-valued man. You said you wanted a high-earning man. You wanted a good man with integrity, a leader, an alpha male. What do you bring to the table? What value you bring to the table? And that value is, how do you become a good wife, or how are you as a wife? How do you rank yourself as a wife? Now, an average dude, it's a different conversation. We're not talking about average dudes. We're talking about high-valued men. You can go out and get an average dude all you want. That's very easy. And remember, men hold access to marriage. We control access to marriage. Women control access to sex. So while you're out there complaining, ladies, and you're out there saying, well, I deserve, you're the same person that's single and complains about men. And what happened? Why did this happen? Modern day feminism happened. And that ruined the mindset, that ruined the relationships of people. We have the highest divorce rate ever. We have the most unmarried women ever. It's insane and crazy, but it's because the natural laws of evolution or genetics is that the man leads. But you can't lead somebody that doesn't want to follow. You can't lead somebody that wants to be combative. You can't lead somebody that wants to challenge you all the time. You can't lead somebody that won't respect you as a man. And for some reason, modern day feminism said that being a good cook or learning how to cook or cook for your man is a negative. Why is that a negative? Your mama and your grandmother and your great-grandmother did that. And look how long their marriages last. What happened? Everybody wants to blame it on social media. Sure, that might have a percentage to do with it, because it gives men more access, women more access to other options. But out of 100 men out there, only 10% of those men are having sex with women. Women have all the opportunities and the options out there to have accessibility to men. And y'all want the same thing. All 100 women want the same thing out of 100. I want a provider, a protector, a successful man, an attractive man, blah, 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 on and on and on, but yet you're not positioning yourself to do so. So the tip is, stop selling everybody or men, oh, you got a degree. I'm not attracted to a degree. In fact, most of the women I've dated and my girlfriend doesn't have a degree. I could care less about your degree. In fact, what I found out, most professional women are more masculine than non-educated women. For some reason, professional women that want to go out and, conquer a PhD, a doctor, I'm a marketing, VP of marketing, HR, this and that, they're masculine. I don't want that. I never wanted a masculine woman. And when I say that, don't get it twisted by looks. Don't get that, all the nails, the hair, the fillers, the boob job. No, I'm talking about the way you act, your mindset, your attitude. Were you raised to be a good wife? Can you cook? Do you have a cookbook? Do you know how to clean? Are you going to take care of the kids? Why am I asking that? Because I'm going to provide. I'm going to pay all the bills. I'm going to take all that stress, all that burden, all that responsibility, and pay everything in the house and take care of the family and be the protector. Can you cook a meal for a brother? Can you make me a ham sandwich? Is that too much to ask? I'm not interested about your ass on Instagram. Sure, my girlfriend's attractive. She's got a nice profile on Instagram. You can check it out. Does it bother me? No. Why? Because I'm confident. I'm a high value man. I have options. I chose to be with her. I don't need her. I chose to be with her. I want to be with her. As soon as she wants to pull her dick out and start boxing with me, I'm gone. And I don't mean that in a condescending or jokingly manner, but I don't need a combative woman. Because I have options. The average guy does not have options. He has to settle for what he gets. I don't. High value men don't. So again, back to that number, 5% of men in America make $207,000 a year in 2021. 5% out of 340 million people. What are you doing, ladies, to compete for that man? I just gave you the secret sauce. I just gave you the answer. It's right there in your hand. All you have to do is realize that being a woman is a powerful mechanism. It's a powerful influence. Being a feminine woman is untouchable. Ladies, another thing you do, you control the tone in the house. That's a whole other topic. But as a woman, as a feminine woman, life has endless bounds. And if you say, well, I don't want to rely on a man, there's the attitude again. My mama raised me. That's the problem. Your mama raised you wrong. How did your grandmother raise your mom? How did your great-grandmother raise your grandmother? See, my girlfriend was raised to be a good wife. People say, well, I have nothing in this and that. Well, if you get married, you get 60, 70% right away. You just got 65% equity when you got married. What happens if you get divorced? You take 60% of everything. You cashed in your stock. That's why women get married. They peak at 30. Men's income keeps going up to their 40s and 50s. I made more money last year. It was my best year financially ever. And I'm older. Because my income keeps going up. And it's going to continue. So, that being said, make sure you position yourself properly as a woman to get what you want. Now, if you don't need a man and you have this attitude, blah, 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 you're going to die alone and single. And that's fine. But what we fail to realize is that it takes 2 incomes to retire now. 2. Not 1, 2. You're going to see a lot of homeless women on the street down the road in their 40s, 50s, and 60s because of the mindset and how they were raised to be strong, independent women. And it got them nowhere. I have a career. I do real estate. I do this. I do that. That's fine. But you ain't married. And if you are married, how long is it going to last? Because if you want a high-value man, they're going to lead the family. They're going to be strong. They're an alpha male. It is what it is. And you can not like that. You can argue with me. You can debate with me all you want. But data and statistics don't lie. And every high-value man that I talk to, every high-value man I know, every high-value man I've interacted with, we all want the same thing. Now that you know this, you have 2 options. Change or stay where you're at. Some of you are doing this. Great. Some of you have got the high value man. Fine. If you don't want a man, you don't need a man, fine. I'm not telling you what you have to do, but if you want this is what you need to do. Just remember, all the stuff you learn in school and from your mother, 99% of it is incorrect. I'm telling you what you need to do to get the results. I'm not Vogue magazine, and I'm not a woman telling a woman how to get a man. That's ridiculous. I'm a high-value man telling women how to attract, date, and marry a high-valued man. It's right there in your hand. All you got to do is take it. That's it. Hope this makes sense. Thanks for joining and following and liking this video. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to this channel. This is Black Ice. I got more stuff coming. Again, I keep talking about the podcast studio getting set up. It's getting set up. But yeah, man, follow, like this, comment on this. I want to hear from you guys. It's a new YouTube vlog. It's a brand new. We just started it. And more stuff is going to come out, but I'm excited about it. So see you soon. Until the next vlog, stay strong.